Episode 3, Istanbul Labyrinth. My name is Robel. I was an analyst, a shadow, and sometimes the hand that removed what others used to hide harm. I don't ask for praise, only for attention when it matters, because some truths deserve daylight. If you want the unvarnished version, subscribe to Mez Studios, and I'll tell you what happened. Istanbul sprawled beneath Robel like a living, breathing labyrinth of stone, water, and whispers. The Bosphorus shimmered in the late afternoon sunlight, reflecting rooftops, mosques, and bridges that arched across the currents like silent sentinels. Rain from the previous night had left the cobblestones glistening, turning every puddle into a mirror of the city's secrets. Robel moved quietly along a narrow alley, his eyes scanning the water taxis and pedestrians alike. Every shadow could conceal an enemy, every glint of metal a threat. His target was simple in concept: infiltrate a clandestine network smuggling sensitive technology across Europe and the Middle East. The execution, however, was anything but simple. Dowett trailed at a safe distance, keeping his movements casual while hiding the small, encrypted drives he carried. Abdemu was stationed on a rooftop, eyes sweeping the street with practiced precision, fingers brushing the earpiece that connected him silently to Robel. Tygest's messages blinked on Robel's encrypted tablet, providing snippets of intelligence. 3 operatives near the south dock. 2 cameras disabled. 1 still active. Watch for civilians, the pattern isn't what it seems. The streets of Istanbul were chaotic, merchants shouting, children darting between puddles, stray cats navigating the alleyways with grace. Robel thrived in this environment, using the chaos as camouflage, blending seamlessly into the crowd. Every movement was calculated. Every glance, every pause, measured dot. He reached the edge of the south dock, where a black van waited. Nikolai, the enigmatic informant from Cairo, now accompanied him again, his presence a mixture of reassurance and tension. "The package is inside." "Be precise." "One wrong move and the alarm goes off," he whispered. Robel slid into the shadows of a shipping container, the metallic scent of rust and seawater filling his nostrils. The network's operatives moved with disciplined precision, unaware of the ghost tracking their every step. Robel tapped a small device against the container's side, intercepting wireless communications and decoding digital locks. The hum of the machinery became part of his rhythm, a background score to the silent ballet of espionage. Above, Abdemu signaled a subtle warning. A drone, almost invisible against the fading sunlight, hovered nearby. Robel moved with the agility of a cat, disappearing into the maze of containers while Dowett followed, clutching the drives that held evidence capable of dismantling the smuggling operation. Tygest's voice broke briefly through the static. "They're adjusting their patrol. Your window is closing. Move now." Robel sprinted across metal catwalks connecting the containers, sunlight reflecting harshly off wet surfaces. Each step required precision. A misstep could send him falling into a maze of shipping crates below. Below him, the Bosphorus rippled under the afternoon sun, a reminder of the city's constant movement, both visible and unseen. At the control center, Robel accessed the network's mainframe, fingers dancing across a keyboard as encrypted commands flowed into the system. He rerouted shipments, manipulated tracking codes, and left a digital trail designed to mislead anyone who might pursue. The operation was delicate. Even a fraction of a miscalculation could trigger alarms and alert every operative in the vicinity. Suddenly, footsteps echoed across the containers. Robel froze, then slipped into the shadows. 2 guards, armed and alert, moved past, unaware of his presence. Dawit clutched his side, heart racing, but remained silent. Above, Habtamu's signal guided them toward an alternate exit, a narrow stairway leading to a quiet street where a waiting car would carry them to safety. Night fell over Istanbul. Rain began to fall lightly, the sound echoing off metal and stone. Robel, Dawit, and Habtamu navigated the streets, slipping past patrols, blending into the crowd of late-night vendors closing their shops. Even the stray animals seemed to respect the silence they carried, as if the city itself conspired to hide them. Finally, they reached a safe house overlooking the Bosphorus, the bridge lights reflecting on the wet water like shards of glass. Robel exhaled, though only slightly. The mission was successful, but the shadows of the city reminded him that victory was never permanent. The network had been disrupted, evidence secured, but enemies were still out there, watching, waiting. Robel looked out over the water, feeling the weight of both triumph and danger. Istanbul had taught him patience, precision, and the art of moving unseen. Every rooftop, alley, and shadow had been a teacher, reinforcing what he had learned in Addis and Cairo. He turned to Dawit and Habtamu. Brief nods exchanged in silence. The city slept unaware, but Robel knew better. The labyrinth was always awake, and he was still very much a part of it.